This is the butterfly garden. It attracts natural butterflies from Michigan. Our volunteer program last year alone had over 7,000 hours of volunteer services. Our volunteer gardeners come with a plan, submit the plan, we approve the plan, they run wild with it, and these are the things they create for us. Without our volunteers here, our facility would be half of what it is today.
Now as you're walking through, please watch where you step. Sometimes the butterflies do land right on the ground, and any contact will harm the butterflies. So please be careful not to touch. Lastly, please wait at that next door until after this one closes. That way we don't have any escapes. Thanks so much, have a great time, yay!
One of our most attractive indoor facilities here at the zoo is the butterfly garden inside of the Wildlife Interpretive Gallery. Keep things flowering throughout the year. We try to have blooming from January to December. So one of the challenges is getting proper lighting and maintaining heat. Because of where the butterflies come from South America, they could bring in a parasitic wasp. So once they're released into that building, all trimmings that come out of it have to be bagged, frozen for 3 days. After the 3 days, if there were to be anything on it, it would be considered dead or dormant at that time, and then it can be disposed of. The trees in the giraffe yard are very unique to the zoo. We have to trim these trees up approximately 18 feet high to prevent the trees from being girdled by the giraffes, wrapping them in chain link fence, which provides opportunities to hang toys and other gadgets from the trees for the giraffes to use and play with. A vast majority of the plants and trees we bring in for exhibits and landscaping here are what we call browse products. These trees are trimmed, flowers are grown for reptiles, for hoofstock animals. Mulberry, for an example, to most is a messy tree. To here, it's a gold mine that is fed out to almost all animals here at the zoo. We're growing, we got over 4,000 bareroot aspens to grow off-site or backstage for enrichment for the beavers. We'll take them, and there's metal sleeves inside of the beaver holding area that we can put them in the ground to resemble a upright growing aspen tree for them to gnaw on if they choose to. Typically, a beaver will gnaw a tree like that, tip it over, and then it eats the real fine tips of it. Or they'll eat the bark off some of the more tender parts of the tree. So we're doing that to try to replicate actual aspens growing out, in an area for them to have. They look natural, they are natural, they're real. The beds we're standing next to have daffodils blooming in mid-May, peonies in the center in mid-June, and daylilies blooming shortly thereafter. We have approximately 6,000 plants, most of which that have been hybridized by staff. This provides color from May 15th in hoping to frost season. Prettiest spot in the zoo to me would be what we consider our mall on the east and west sides of the fountain, my opinion, from the reptile house passing through the fountain to the carousel.